Peach software. Today I'm going to talk about writing off your stock. A couple of weeks ago I showed you how to determine slow moving stock, and so this time I'm going to show you both that and also how to write that stock off. We've got a new screen available for this purpose. So first of all, we'll identify the stock. So to do that, I'm going to go to bulk change. So if you go to the transactions menu and admin tab, bulk change, and in here you select the product table, and then we're going to look for last sale date, and you can see up in the top right here the date of the database is quite old because this is our demo database. So I'm going to put the last sale date prior to the 1st of the 1st 2015, and also I'm going to set the last sale date to that too, last purchase date. Okay. We also want to only limit this to where there is stock available at the moment. So, so in stock quantity, and we'll make that greater than 0. Okay. Now what we're going to do with this, we're going to tag these so that we can filter them in the browse screen first. So in here I'm going to look for the code field. You can use any field you like for this purpose. I'll use code field, and I'm going to set that to slow. So it's going to set that to slow movers, and we'll confirm the bulk change and update. So that's complete. Now what we can do is we can go to our product browse screen. So that's under control, product browse, and the only fields that we want to see are description, average cost, and what we've got in stock. That's all we need. So we'll just say okay to that. And now we'll filter that. We can see there's 32,000 records down there. So we'll filter that by the code field slow. And there you can see there's only 941 records. If we go through these lines, you can see down in the sales stats here, there's hardly any sales on them at all. So we're pretty safe as far as determining that they're slow moving items. So now what we can do is we can export that, or we can send it to a parts list. If it was a small amount of items, the simple way would be send it to a parts list. So we can just go down the list here and just click on the crosses, and that will transfer those products to a parts list. And then when you go to actually do the stock write-off, before you do that, you have to send that, parts list ready receiving, okay, and then we can go to the task menu, transactions, stock take entry, and the new tab here is stock revalue, so we click on that, and then in the options here you can send receive the parts, and there's the parts that we've sent to the list, ready for you to put a new value on. They've been set at $1, but you can go down and you can adjust that according to what you want to revalue the parts at. So that's a very simple way to do it, and that's useful if there's a small number of parts. However, if there's a large list of parts, I'm going to show you what you can do with that. So we'll just get out of that screen, and we'll go back to here and parts list. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, instead of sending it to the parts list, we're going to export. So export that. That'll take a moment. There's 941 items to export. That's finished now. So we open up the spreadsheet, and now we've got our spreadsheet. So we're going to make a couple of changes to this. Put the new values in the spreadsheet. It's easier to do it here, and then we'll bring that into the stock take screen. So the first thing I'll do, just for simplicity, I'll say that equals that divided by 10. So I'm going to write down my stock from $13.50 down to $1.35, And if you highlight that and click on that little box there, double click, and that'll copy that formula down. So now you've rewritten the value of all the stock, dividing it by 10, because this is very slow moving stock. You can go down and manually adjust that. You can change the formula. You can now save that. So right now, if I took away the average cost and the in-stock quantity, it would delete the information in this table because it's a factor of these two. So what I'll do here is on the column here, right click, and then I'll go copy, and then I'll right click on it again, paste special, values, okay. So now these numbers are not a formula, they're actual numbers. If I click on it, you can see the numbers up here. Alrighty, so now what we can do is we can get rid of the fields we don't need. So we don't need any of those fields. All we need is the part number and what we want the new cost to be. So we'll delete those. Right, and we'll delete the column headings, we don't need those. And now we need to save that as a CSV file. So we go File, Save As. Best place to put it's on your desktop, so we'll just go Browse and to the desktop, and let's just call it Revalue, and drop down the file type down to ms-dos.csv, and we can save that. That's done, and we can close our spreadsheet. Okay, so now we can get rid of the product browse screen. We can go to transaction, stock take entry, and go to our third tab. And this time we can go to F6 options and import a CSV file. So click on that, choose the file, and we're on the desktop here, you can see, and we've got revalue. There's our file there, open. So it's brought the file in. You can go down and check that if you like, and just click on import, and it imports that information. There's two products not found, I'll explain that in a moment. However, there's the rest of the products. So it's telling you the product, the description, so it's picking that up from the product file. You didn't need to have it in the spreadsheet. How many you've got in stock, what the current average cost is and the new cost, and what the new total will be. So you can see down here, the variance is going to be minus $37,000. The prior value was 41, the new value is 4,194, which is 1/10, so that makes sense. And we can just click on and approve that. So I'll put my name on there. I'll just put revalue 2nd of the 8th, and update. And should we preview the stock adjustment, you can if you wish. Update. So that's going to update 900 products. It's generating a report for you. There's a report. So here you can see there were 4 in stock. It took 4 out at $13.50. So if you look at the second line there, it did a stock take for -4 at $13.50, and then did a positive stock take for 4 at $1.35, effectively writing down your stock and sending that transaction through to the general ledger to devalue your stock on the trading on the general ledger side as well. So that's nice and easy. Just put in a comment there so we can put in a reason why we're revaluing the stock, and we can look at one of these part numbers. Let's say 052C. So we go back to product control. (052C), and now you can see it was valued at $4.81, but now the average cost is 48 cents, and the in-stock value is now $1.92. So there you go. You've revalued almost 1,000 part numbers down to 1/10 of what they were because they were slow moving. This is quite a valid thing to do. It should be done perhaps towards the end of the financial year. And that way you're not paying tax on stock that you've got that's not worth anything. So thanks for watching, I hope that helps. Don't expect you to be able to do that off the video, so you're welcome to give our support team a call and they'll take you through the process. Thanks for watching.